This is said to be the skull of Mary Magdalene. The most famous Lady of the Night, according to some, has been preserved for 2,000 years, but despite the passage of time, her remains hide a small detail that experts cannot explain. In 1279, Charles II, King of Naples, and his men found something surprising. It was the remains of a woman, and not just any woman, but rather the most famous so-called Lady of the Night in history, Mary Magdalene. And her body was a true mystery. Her remains lay beneath the church of Saint-Maximin-la-Sainte-Baume in Provence, France. Contrary to what one might think, the remains were almost unchanged, and there was something more shocking. Some parts looked alive. When they opened the coffin, a powerful scent of roses reached their noses. However, the most shocking part was attached to her remains. But what is it? The scent of roses was so intense, it spread through the whole place. And even today, after 2,000 years, tourists who visit the church claim to smell it. But another surprise would defy all scientific logic. Although some manuscripts like the Synaxarion of Constantinople are scarce, some believe that Mary managed to escape to Ephesus, where she led a quiet life, which matches the tests done on the skull in 1971, and showed it belonged to a woman who was about 50 years old. Nonetheless, the tomb held even more secrets. Alongside the remains of Mary Magdalene was found a wax-covered tablet bearing the inscription, "Here lies the body of the Blessed Mary Magdalene," as well as a glass sphere filled with earth stained with known as the Holy Ampulla. However, the most astonishing part was found on her skull, a fragment that to this day experts cannot explain. What could it be? The head of Mary Magdalene had shrunk down quite significantly. However, on the frontal part, there was a small piece of skin stuck to her skull that even after 2,000 years seemed to be alive. And the explanation given by the religious is that that side was touched by Jesus after his resurrection. But what is the truth behind all this? Some research suggests that the skull managed to stay in good condition due to optimal and specific environmental conditions, such as the lack of oxygen, constantly unchanged temperature, and controlled humidity in the crypt. This has been maintained in the current gold reliquary. However, no one can explain why only that particular patch of skin survived. A true mystery without an answer, and a unique treasure that may never be replicated again. Always be eager to know more.